Right next to me is an electric 3-row family SUV with a Tesla charging port made by Kia. This is the 2026 Kia EV9 Light long-range rear-wheel drive. Yes, that's a long name. Now, this is the base model of the 26 Kia EV9. And just because it's brand new, has the Tesla charging port, and looks pretty cool, does that make it worth it? And should you go out and spend your money on this vehicle or not? In this video, I'll be taking you through everything about this vehicle, and let's answer that question together. Is it worth it? I'm gonna try to do my best to explain the different trims and the price ranges. Well, it starts at $55,000 for the Light, which is this one, but the small battery. So if you want a bigger battery or a small battery on the base model, you can pick it. This one is the larger battery, which has 302 miles of range, where the smaller battery has 230. But if you want to spend less, you could do that. And then if you step up to the higher trims, it goes all the way up to $71,000. And that's where you get luxury features, super fast. The highest trim goes 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds, which is crazy in a 3-row SUV. So basically what you can do is if you want a chiller ride, spend less, crazy luxury and fast, spend more. And the one I have right here is the Light long range rear wheel drive. And again, another explanation is you cannot get the base model Light in all-wheel drive. So if you want all-wheel drive, you have to step up to the Wind, then the Earth, then the GT line, and those all have all-wheel drive. But this one, again, is the second highest or the second lowest trim, so it's Light with the long-range battery. And it comes out to be a price of $57,900, and then a few added options like paint. Don't know why black paint's an extra $700, which is crazy, and then $225 for the carpeted floor mats, the cargo net and wheel locks, and then after dealer destination, this vehicle comes out to be over $60,000. Thank you to Executive Kia of Wallingford, Connecticut for allowing me to use this vehicle for the day. Their information will be linked down in the description below. Let's dive right into it and start off with the front, because the front of this vehicle is pretty ordinary. You wouldn't expect it from being a really cool new electric vehicle, but it's just a blank slate here. You really just have the Kia badge right up here. You have LED headlights, LED daytime running lights, and yes, LED turn signals. Now the LED like daytime running light and turn signal is in a really cool design. I will say that. It starts up here, more of like a zigzag pattern, and that part definitely stands out. But below here, you have little dots. Those are your parking sensors. So when you come close to other objects on the road, the tripod, me, a cat, or another car, it's gonna beep and say, hey, stop, no, don't hit it, because it doesn't want you to run into anything or even hurt itself. And down here, you would think this is just kind of plastic and nothing for that. Well, what that does is open up when it needs more airflow, especially when it needs the AC. So when you crank the AC, that'll flip up, and so airflow can come in there and pump the AC. And I almost forgot, but this vehicle has a ground clearance of about 7 inches. The higher trims with the all-wheel drive have about 7.8, so it's a little lower than the higher trims. Under the hood, there is no engine because it is fully electric. But I do like what Kia included here because there's actual storage in the front here, and it's pretty deep. It says max pounds of 85 in here, and you could probably put a small child. I don't recommend doing that. Please do not do that. But it is large enough to fit a small child in here. And speaking of that, this does have an extra button in here that lights up in the dark, and if you hit that, it opens up. So it is meant for, in case of kidnapping, that someone gets thrown in there, they could easily hit that and then come out and like not have to worry about being stuck in there. You do have a little cargo net here, this little hanger, which is cool. You have little grocery bag hangers in the front. And under this part here is your battery cutoff. So if something happens in an emergency, the fire department comes and then hooks that, takes that off and uncuts the battery. So then you're safe. Now, the only other thing you have here is washer fluid. There's nothing else under here. But what about power numbers in this vehicle? Well, this has a 99.8 kilowatt hour lithium ion battery pack that goes through one single electric motor because this is the rear wheel drive. So if you have all wheel drive and step up to the higher trims, you can get the dual motors. So that gives this vehicle 201 horsepower and 260 foot-pounds of torque. That's not a lot of power. I want you to understand, I just did a review on a Nissan Rogue, a brand new 26 Nissan Rogue that comes with a 3-cylinder turbocharged engine, and that produces over 200 horsepower. So this big boy vehicle only produces 200 horsepower, which is not amazing. But again, you got to think, it's the base model, you're spending it on only one motor, and you're getting better efficiency than all the other dual motors. So that's a plus on it. Now 0 to 60 time is 8.8 seconds. So it's still not crazy bad. It's not super fast, but it definitely gets up to speed pretty decent. Now this is the fun and what's different with the 26 model year of the Kia EV9 is it comes with the NACS charging port. This is the Tesla port. This is the same exact charging port that is in all Teslas. So Kia paired up with Tesla and to put this in their vehicle. So what this does is opens up the network to Tesla superchargers. So now you don't have to find this little rinky-dink charger in the middle of nowhere. You can go to a Tesla or fast charger, what do they call them? Superchargers, yeah. And then plug your car straight into there and charge it. Now, what are the charging speeds on this vehicle? Well, there's level 1, level 2, and level 3. So there's 3 different charging speeds on electric vehicles. Level 1 is your household outlet. So that's the 120 volt outlet port. That charges this vehicle in approximately 83 to 84 hours, like from 0 to 100%. Super slow. You don't want to do that unless you're just plugging at home and whatever, you don't really go out for a lot. But the level 2 is your 240 volt outlet. That will charge this vehicle from 0 to 100% in about 9 hours, 8-9 hours, give or take. That's not that bad at all, especially in an overnight. So you can get the 300 miles just completely all while you're sleeping. Now, what else can this do? Well, this can do level 3. So you see the big boys, Tesla superchargers, the other big boy ones, Electrify America. If you get a charger that is up to the capable of it, so imagine now you're on a road trip and you want to stop to go get some quick food, like let's say something quick like McDonald's. Just find a, oh, okay, that just shut, but find a quick charger right there and then plug it in, and in 24 minutes, you'll be off to go back up to 80%. If you want to go from 0 to 100% on a DC level 3 fast charger, that'll charge this vehicle full in about 60 to 70 minutes, which is still really fast. Now, the key fob of this vehicle is kind of disappointing on the looks and the texture. It's just a plastic white trim here, and you got the little silver on the side, but all Kia EV9 key fobs are in white. So if you want black, like the other Kia's vehicles, you can't get that. Now you do have this little kind of leather type trim piece down here, and then a key fob that it comes with, a little Kia keychain. And it's kind of cool, but the features this key fob has is pretty simple. So you have lock, unlock, typical type of stuff. And when you lock it, that, I don't know if you can see there, but that will light up green, signifying, okay, it locked. Then you hold this, the trunk automatically opens up, and hopefully this works again, but shut it, and the trunk automatically shuts. And I just learned this, you have to hold the button to shut the trunk. You can't let it go. You have to hold it for the complete time that it's shutting, or it'll just stop halfway. And then flip the key fob over on the other side, and this is where you have 2 cool buttons. So that's your remote start button, because yes, it still remote starts as an electric vehicle. And down here, it's an automatic hood opening button. So hit that, and the hood automatically props up, and then you just lift up the rest, because you do have storage there. And what I really like is if you have your keys in your pocket, all you have to do is walk up to the vehicle, and it automatically unlocks. And then you can just open it up. And then when you want to lock it, just hit the button, and the handles go back in, and the mirrors go back in. Now, there is no roof rails, but there is a sunroof on the top of this vehicle, and it's really only for the driver. If you want dual sunroof, you have to step up to the higher trim, and it puts a sunroof all in the back here. But for the base model, you only got one up front. Now you have mirrors on the side. Let me hit and unlock this vehicle. And those mirrors have blind spot monitoring built into them, have turn signals on this side, and the wheels down here are 19-inch alloy rims with all-season weather tires. And what's cool is, yes, the outboard of this rim is alloy, but this is plastic. So it helps for aerodynamics, like you see on Teslas and other electric vehicles. Open up the rear door and you're greeted to really nice materials. Up top, you have soft touch plastic here, the middle is soft touch, and then when you rest your arm is this pretty squishy soft touch material here. It's kind of a leatherette type material, so nice to rest your arm. Grab handle, window control there. And what I like is down here. This is hard touch plastic, but it doesn't look like that because it looks like it's the same soft touch that's up here. So it just combines together. Now, this is where you put your drink snacks. And I'm not gonna lie, it is not big. So it's enough to fit like one of those plastic water bottles that I have right here, but a big water bottle, it's probably not gonna fit it like a large McDonald's drink. And you do have some secret storage in there for snacks. And let's start out with the third row because there is a third row there. And if you want, hit that button, that flies forward and you can automatically climb into here, which is very nice. Just a simple button and you're good. Now push this forward and you got a shocking amount of legroom in the rear here. Now this is pushed forward a little bit more than that seat, where that you're not really gonna have enough, but still the second legroom is totally fine as well. So you could fit comfortably. I'm 5'8", I'm not tall, but comfortably in the back. And headroom is incredible because it's all the same for the whole entire vehicle. So look at that. I'm 5'8", I'm really not tall, but I got what, 3 more inches of headroom? So I'm pretty sure a 6 foot tall person can fit in the third row here pretty comfortably. Might not be for like 5 hours, but for an hour, I could see it totally fine. Now you have little cup holders in the back here, like flip the camera over, dual cup holders, or no, single one, and then a spot for some snacks, USB-C, speaker grill, your little window here, and you have your own AC vent. So you could put it on yourself, you could blow it around, pretty cool. And then light controls in the back as well. But that's not it with the third row, because these rear seats can recline quite a lot. So there's a little tab here, you can pull this and then recline it back. So you can recline with a good amount of legroom, extremely good amount of headroom in a third row of a vehicle. That's impressive. Now, when you want to get out of the third row, just hit this button, that goes forward again. And I have tested sitting in there and hitting that button, it does not go forward. So you don't have to watch out of your kids squishing each other. And then hop back out and pop this back and let's go to the second row, because the second row is the same as the third row. I didn't really talk about it, but it's all the Syntex leather type material. It's their faux leather, so it's very nice. The front seats, the middle seats, and the rear seats all get the same. So again, with the third row, you're not really getting skimped out on seating material. And you have so much amount of legroom here. This is with it all the way back. So I could just spread my legs out and the headroom is the same. So I got 3 more inches. So 6 foot tall person can fit anywhere in this vehicle if they want to, at least headroom wise. But if you want to give the third room some extra space, pull this forward. It gives them a little bit extra leg room in the back there, and not really bad. I've seen sedans with worse legroom than this. Do a couple other spots here, and then you have a little extra cubby spot here that goes deep. So if you want to store some water bottles, let's say if you're a mom and have some, juice bottles, you can just store a bunch in there and they can grab them when they want to. It's pretty nice. Then you want to charge your phone. You have little USB Type-C ports on the backs of the front seats, little storage spots there and there, and your own AC controls. Yes, it's tri-zone climate control, so the third row, or the second row, sorry, can control their own AC. And if you're a parent buying this vehicle for your kids, this seat might be the best spot in this whole entire vehicle. You might actually want to take this besides your kids. Why? Because this button right here will push that seat completely forward as much as it goes. And then what you can do is recline this seat back with a simple button here. Oh, no, there's a lever. Recline that back, and now you have incredible amount of headroom there and incredible amount of legroom. So you could fully recline in your Kia EV9. And then an added bonus is you have a pull-down cup holder armrest here. So rest your arm, have your drinks right there, and just relax. Open up the front door, and it is a pretty much identical copy of the rear door. You have the same soft touch plastic up here, the leatherette Syntex leather type trim piece there to rest your arm. 4 window controls. They are all 1 touch down, 1 touch up, which is pretty nice. Mirror controls, lock, unlock. And then up here, I'll get into that in a little bit, because down here you have hard touch plastic, same as the rear, your speaker grill, and then a bigger spot for more snacks and a small spot for a cup though. But up here is 2 buttons. That's for heated and cooled seats. Yes, this is a base model vehicle, but both front seats are heated and cooled. Yes, it's on the other seat as well, which is very nice. These are the Syntex style material seats. They hold your back into place, your booty into place, and they're both power operated with the driver and the passenger. Lumbar support, so forward, back, tilt, and lumbar. Same with the passenger as well. Now, the headrests of these chairs are different than anything else in this vehicle. They're more of a, what am I trying to say, a squishy mesh type material. Like, it reminds me of an office chair. So what it does really nice is it forms to your head. So it gives it a little squish. Turn on the vehicle with a push to start right below the steering wheel, and you're greeted to a pretty familiar screen here. It's the same screen size as the touchscreen, 12.3 inches. It's not like it's any different because it's an electric vehicle. So over here, you just have how much range you have left in the vehicle. That's your kind of power and charge gauge, kind of like an RPMs gauge in a gas vehicle. And over here is your miles per hour. Now this screen in the middle can be customized. So just scroll it up and down. You have after charging, since last report, how much range you have, and tire pressure, typical type of stuff. Hit that one more time and you have navigation, and hit it again. And this is some of your safety settings. So hold that down. And then you can go in and customize some of the safety settings. So this has adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring over the side, forward and rear collision warning, and both parking sensors in the rear and the front and the rear. But this only has a rear backup camera. So you could hit this button and it pulls up the backup camera. Now it is moving trajectory lines, but it doesn't have a front-facing camera. So especially in a big vehicle like this, you kind of want to see, okay, what's in front of you. You could see it by the dots here and it's going to beep if you come close, but you can't physically see it. Now you do have different views for that backup camera and a big view as well. And what I really like is you can go and customize a lot of the safety settings. So if you don't want any of this stuff, you could just turn it off. So you don't want it to beep at you, and even the speed limit monitor. So what this will show is if the speed limit's 35 miles an hour, let's say, it'll show you 35. But I don't want that at all. I just want to take that off, and you can take it off. So most of all the safety settings you could turn off if you don't like them. The steering wheel in this vehicle is leather wrapped, and it's a weird design. It's flat on the top and flat on the bottom, but it's still a kind of a circle design. It's pretty comfortable to hold in the hand. You can hold different positions, very nice. On the back, you have paddle shifters, but those don't change the gears. Those are for your regen braking. So you can have up to 0 regen braking, nothing at all, or you can go all the way to level 4, which is the one pedal drive. So you don't have to really hit the brakes, please do in emergencies, but just, pedal and then let it off and the vehicle will automatically start to slow down and stop. And some of the other buttons on the steering wheel are volume controls to change the music left and right, voice controls. This is a hot bar. So I'm going to show you with the touchscreen as well. There's one on there, but you can customize this to whatever exactly you want. So you can have that Android Auto Apple CarPlay button. So with that, it automatically goes to Android Auto. Pretty cool. Customize it to your liking. This is your drive mode selector, and you can hit that and go into different drive modes, eco, normal, sport, or my drive, and customize exactly what you want. Now, before moving on to the infotainment screen, I want to talk about this little screen right here. This is something new that Kia is doing. They're doing it in even a lot of other vehicles like the K4, which is the lower end vehicle. They're adding a AC kind of screen here where you can customize the AC controls. Don't have to go through any menu screens, and they still give you physical controls, which is a plus. So what this is a little airflow hotbar. So you know how in most cars you have a little dial to adjust the top, the bottom, the front, wherever the air wants to go. Well, you just hit those buttons and it adjusts. Hit the button to adjust the fan speed. You want to adjust the rear? You can do that as well. The rear AC, and adjust them in the back of where you want the rear AC to go. It's pretty cool how you can go and customize a lot of this stuff on the screen. You want it in the front, the defroster in the rear, you want to recirculate, hit on auto, change a lot of stuff. But what if I want like advanced settings? I don't like how this is. I want to get a little bit more advanced. Hit that little like plus up there, and it pulls up a whole entire app here. So this is where you can go and adjust every little thing about it. And you go to the rear as well, and then adjust more settings. You can actually have it to driver only. If you're like, no one else gets AC but me, the driver, you can have that. And then you still also have physical controls. So the temperature up and down, and it changes in those screens. Fan speed up, down, and same with the passenger over there. Because it is dual zone or tri-zone, so the driver can have its own, the passenger can have its own, and the rear can. But as the driver, you could say, nope, I control it for everyone. The touchscreen in this vehicle is bonkers. It is 12.3 inches and is super fast, responsive, and customizable. You can move apps around. I'm going to go through a lot of things that I personally like. There's a ton more that I'm going to be missing out. You have your navigation, your maps there, or your radio, sorry, and an EV button. So what this will do is go through what's using the battery, the climate control, the electronics, and you can go and customize everything about your electric vehicle. Set the next charge time. You want to leave it plugged in, but not have it charging until a certain time because your electricity rate drops. You can do that, as well as condition the battery, go into utility mode, do the regen braking, change that around. Now here you have a bunch of apps, YouTube, entertainment, sports, weather, valet mode. You can have all this stuff. Yes, watch YouTube in your vehicle, but you have to pay for Kia subscription. I do not have that right now, so I can't do that. But if you do, you can watch YouTube in this car. Pull that down and you have a little hotbar here. This way you can do your brightness, your volume alerts, and then a passenger talk. What this will do is if you turn it on, it'll amplify your voice with the microphone for the rear seats. So if you have kids in the back with headphones on, you can turn that on and it'll amplify your voice so they can hear you. You also have a profile setting. So if you have a husband, wife, brother, sister, let's say, that gets in this vehicle, you could change multiple profiles and everything will go exactly to their liking, what they changed around, what, the Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. And let me go to one different thing that I like about Kias, all Kias, is the blue light filter. Every single Kia has this, basically, new Kia. You can adjust the blue light filter. And what this will do is take out the blue light and make the screen more orange and help your eyes at night or even in the day. And you could set a time on this vehicle of, I want it to start at this time and end at that time. On my personal smartphone, I have this set on where it goes at 9 o'clock. So when I'm sleeping, it helps my eyes when I'm about to sleep, basically. Love how the car has features that phones have nowadays. It is insane. Now below the touchscreen, there is physical, but yet digital buttons. These are haptic feedback buttons. You hit it and it just goes to the app that you want. So search here, pulls up a search. Media, pulls up, okay, the radio's blasting, but it pulls up the radio. And this button is pretty cool. This is a special hotkey that you can customize yourself. So you want that to be your EV app, you hit that, and it goes straight to the EV app. So you customize that to whatever you want. Your radio stations, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, so you can get that to every little thing you want. Pick up the phone, go to utility mode. It's actually pretty cool. And then that's set up in the settings. Down here is your physical AC controls that I showed you earlier. So fan up, down, the temp up, down. Then you have 2 USB Type-C ports down there, a 12-volt cigarette outlet to charge a phone, 2 cup holder spots that fit big cup holders or big cups and small cups. This spot, which I don't know what this is for, I guess fitting a phone, but why would you want that when you do have a wireless charging pad down there to charge your phone wirelessly? Auto hold, your descent controls there. This is for your backup camera that you have, and you can turn off the backing alerts. So if you don't want it to beep at you when you back up, you can have that. The armrest is super squishy in this vehicle, but when you lift it up, there's not a lot of storage at all. Enough to put a phone, not even. But that's not bad because the amount of storage you have below here is incredible. I have my water bottle down there, but look at the deep storage pocket you have. So you can put all the stuff you normally put in there, down there. This is the sunroof up top. Just slide that back, hit this button, and that opens up. Now you can stick your whole body outside. The back of the EV9 is pretty simple. I thought it would be a lot more complicated, but it's really not. You have LED headlights, LED turn signals in the rear here, and it is a pretty cool futuristic design. Gives it this more kind of blade-like, or what's the thing for ninjas that they throw, the throwing stars? Gives that more of a design, pretty cool. You got the Kia badge right front and center there, EV9 on this side, and no badging on that side. Then down here, you have your parking sensors. So what that will do is it'll beep at you when you come close to other vehicles on the road. So if you come close to a cat, me, or another car, it's gonna say, hey, stop, no, don't hit it, because it doesn't wanna hurt that object or even itself. And you do have a spoiler with the third brake light up top. And you're probably wondering, where is the wiper blade? I can't see it. Well, it is tucked underneath there. I like how it's hidden, gives us more sleek look. So when you flip it on, that wiper comes out, and then when you turn it off, it just hides back away. The trunk of the EV9 is very impressive, especially for this base model here. So hit the button, automatically opens up, and you've got a decent amount of storage here. Nothing crazy, enough where I can just fit a whole 5.8 mat in the back. So you definitely know it fits one of me. What is this box here? That's the NACS charger. This includes a charger for your vehicle. A lot of vehicles nowadays are like, no, you gotta pay for the charger separate. This is standard with the vehicle, and I like that, especially from Kia doing that. And take that out right now. And what else you have in the back? This is a button to open and close the trunk. You have a 12-volt cigarette outlet port to charge your phone, as well as a household outlet, a 125-volt plug. So if you want to plug in a Nintendo Switch, you can do that. These buttons right here are to pull down those second rows. So hit that, boom, and boom. So hands-free. Now the third row, you do have to use your hands to shut this, and it's not that bad. Push that down, push it down on this side. Oh, and that sticks through Velcro there. So once you don't need it, just stick it. That's actually very nice. And this gives you so much extra storage. So now, if I want, I can completely lay in the back of a Kia EV9. Take a mattress in here, go camping. Now, what are we gonna guess? Does this have a spare tire or a fix-a-flat? guarantee it probably has a fix-a-flat because it's an electric vehicle. And yes, there's a fix-a-flat kit. Really don't expect electric vehicles to have spare tires, especially for weight saving, but that's what it has. I like how you can fold that down. And then you have some decent storage in here if you want to put some other things. Oh, whoa. Okay, yeah. I don't know if this is meant to be. I don't know, like, please don't do it, but there's some secret little spots there. So you might be able to fit some items there and no one will ever know about it. And just take this and shut it. Now, taking the 2026 Kia EV9 out on the road, how does this vehicle feel? It feels so chill. It really does. You are high up in this vehicle and it just feels like you're a tank on the road. You feel like you could just monster truck over everyone else. And that gives you kind of a calm feeling. You know, like you're not in a small, tiny car and you're gonna get nailed and like, you know, it feels just calm. There's no sound because it's an electric vehicle, but there's also no road noise. This does a really good job of sound dampening everything on the outside. So as you're driving, you're not hearing every other car. You're not, you know, if some car comes up with a blaring exhaust, you're gonna hear that, but nothing really crazy. Now, the suspension, I will say, this is a big vehicle and it is a little bit bubblier when you do the suspension. So when you turn the wheel, you do feel a little bit of body roll. And when you hit potholes, you're gonna feel them. You're gonna feel a little dung there, you know. It's not crazy, but it's definitely more than other vehicles I have driven. So that's one thing you do gotta just watch out for, but that's really not bad. Every vehicle you feel potholes in. It's just an overall fun experience. Now, right now I have it in the one pedal drive. So there's a car behind me, I'm not gonna do it, but if I took my foot completely off the pedal right now, it's gonna slowly come me to, you know, bring me to a stop. And if I don't want that, you can go no regen, or you can go in the middle of different regens. So it's pretty cool. You can customize it to your exact liking of how you like your regenerative braking. And that will give you more battery, more energy back into the battery, which is pretty cool in my opinion. You could save some money, you could save some energy, pretty nice. Now, the 0 to 60 time, like I said, is 8.8 seconds, which so you step on it, you still get kicked back. I mean, it's still a quick electric vehicle that just takes off the line. 260 foot-pounds of torque. It's not, again, it's nothing crazy fast, but it's fast for a 3-row family SUV. You think about other minivans in the class or like 9-10 second vehicles. This is definitely faster than that. So overall, what do I think about this vehicle? I like it. I really do. For the price tag that it is, it's a lot. You do get a lot. You are paying a lot in this, you know, just about the $60,000 price range, but you're getting a lot for it. A over 300 mile electric vehicle, you know, you can fit a family of seven people total can fit in here. It feels nice in the first, second, and third row. That's what I really like, is it's not like you're getting skimped out in the third row at all. It's not like the third row is getting poopy seats like in other vehicles. They have a pretty luxurious experience in that third row. You recline the seats back, same seat material as up here. Now, up front, you have the heated and cooled seats, where in the rear, you don't have that. But okay, you're the driver, you're in the passenger, you want that kind of amenities, but really not back there. They can deal with the other stuff. So it is a very nice ride. And I think Kia gives you the price you pay for it. Again, you pay 60 grand and you get whole digital gauge cluster here. You get so many cool things, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and this touchscreen here. Cool technology with the safety features, with the front trunk as well. Some electric vehicles don't even have a front trunk. The LED headlights all up front. This is a really cool vehicle. If you're mother of a family of 4, 5, 6, 7 and need that 3-row vehicle and want something different, want something out of the ordinary, I don't see a lot of these out there. This is the vehicle for you, because this is just cool, unique, different, and it is pricey at $60,000, but you gotta think the Acura MDX is around that $60,000 price range. So it's not like it's overpriced for what it is. It's in the same ballpark range as a lot of other, more luxurious 3-row SUV vehicles. And it competes very well, in my opinion. But the real question is, what do you think about this vehicle? Do you like it, or do you absolutely hate it? And do you think it's worth the $57,000 or not? Be totally honest. Let me know in the comments below. And please remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to keep updated with more content. And a huge thank you to Executive Kia of Wallingford, Connecticut for allowing me to use this vehicle for the day. Their information will be linked down in the description below.